The Premier League provides shocks every season, and next year will be no different. After 2 promotions in 3 years, Sheffield United are back at the top, and it's Chris Wilder's team that could potentially spark some surprises. Last year we saw Fulham get promoted and spend £100 million on players and were tipped to have a successful season. They showed that spending money isn't everything though. Without the quality on the pitch, cohesion between the team and strong management, it can all go downhill, to the extent of having 3 managers throughout the season and being relegated at the end. Sheffield United will be hoping that they can be different, and there's a good reason that they can be. A big factor that contributed to last season's success was Chris Wilder's tactic built on unpredictability. They set up in a 3-4-1-2 formation with centre-backs to overlap to give width, something unheard of at the top level. The flanks are overloaded with wide centre-backs, wing-backs and a floating attacking midfielder who works between each wing. Already from that point, we can suggest that teams in the Premier League won't be able to cope with the free-flowing movement of Sheffield United. It may mean that they pick up points against teams that you won't expect them to, as the opposition won't be able to defend against the fluidity that they offer. When the wide men are crossing it in, Billy Sharp acts as the main man to aim for, picking up 23 goals in 40 games last season. It shows how big of a role he plays in winning games for them. Alongside him, Club Player of the Season David McGoldrick plays a deeper role and holds the ball in the final third in an attempt to get the ball and play it onto the wing to create chances. As well as this, he contributed by scoring 15 goals throughout the season. In the 1-0 win against Leeds, the opposition had 70% possession. Sheffield United were great at holding their ground and made it hard for Leeds to get a clear chance. In fact, Leeds had 17 shots and 0 of them were on target. When Sheffield United did have the ball, their tactic was clear to see from the statistics. 75 long passes were made and one of them was a contribution to the goal where Billy Sharp passed it over to Basham who finished it off. This proves that Wilder is great at picking tactics to win games, but can they do the same thing in the Premier League? Sharp is now 33 and McGoldrick 31. Performances don't depend on their age, however the difference in quality may start to show against tougher opposition. Maybe as Billy Sharp won't be moving around too much and acting as a poacher in the box, he'll still perform well as pace won't come into play too much for him. Otherwise, I'd see Sheffield United needing to strengthen in the transfer window to bring in players who can be within a long-term project. Bringing in younger players who have possibly proven themselves in the Premier League and don't get game time at the moment, or people who have performed very well in the Championship last season, could be an option to take. I went to the Sheffield United forums and found 4 players that they'd like to see join that had fit my description too. Number 1, Oliver McBurney from Swansea, 23 and scored 22 last season in the Championship. Tom Davis only played 16 games last season and could be loaned out from Everton. Esri Konsa from Brentford, 21 in England's under-21 Euro squad but is linked with other teams too. And then Joe Lolly from Nottingham Forest, but he is also having strong links to Aston Villa. As I said, Premier League proven players would be huge for Sheffield United. That's why I think Tom Davis would be a good option. He's still very young and when he has actually played for Everton, he looked very good and a lot of people rated him. The other 3 are Championship experienced but could probably do with a push to the Premier League. They have those qualities. Whether some of them are realistic or not is debatable, however it's the type of signing that's the point here. If you're a Sheffield United fan, let me know in the comments if you think these would be good additions, and if not, who would you like to see join this summer? The first 6 games in the Premier League look like this. They've got themselves a reasonable start in my opinion, with a chance of picking up some points. Bournemouth, Crystal Palace and Southampton are the obvious teams you'd say they have a chance against. I'd expect the Blades to have a decent start and show people that they will be a side to look out for next season. I think to succeed from the start of the season to the end, they need extra depth in this team. In my opinion, additions this summer are crucial for them, and if they can pull some people in, they might have a very good chance in staying up. I think that chance is boosted with the manager being Chris Wilder. I do actually think he's going to succeed in the Premier League. If Sheffield United are to go down, I see Chris Wilder probably staying at a Premier League club the season after. There's plenty of different ways the Premier League could shock us next season, but with how unique Sheffield United are under Chris Wilder, I think we could see a shock or two from them. This channel is all about giving your opinion, so be sure to comment down below what you think about this topic. I would recommend that you don't miss future videos. Subscribe to Route 1 and like the video if you did enjoy.